Your baby wakes the second you put them down. In a 2022 study, 1 in 3 woke within 20 seconds. It is not the cot. It is not you. The signal that keeps them calm is movement, not contact. And the babies who slept through the transfer differed by exactly one thing: how long they had been asleep. Every parent knows this moment. The slow lower, the held breath, the hand you leave resting on their chest. Most advice tells you the baby is fighting sleep, or is too attached, or simply needs to learn independence. None of that is what the research actually found. What it found is smaller, stranger, and far more useful. It starts with something a Japanese research lab noticed in 2013 in human infants and, strangely, in baby mice. Gianluca Esposito and Kumi Kuroda filmed mothers holding crying babies, first sitting still and then walking around the room. When the mother walked, the crying stopped almost immediately. The babies went still. Their heart rate dropped within seconds. When she sat back down, still holding them just as closely, the crying returned. The contact had not changed. They called it the transport response. And it is not a preference. It is a reflex, and it is ancient. They tested mouse pups next. Carried by the scruff, the pups went quiet, stopped squirming, and their heart rate fell. The same response in 2 species separated by tens of millions of years. That tells you how old it is. Here is the mechanism. Being carried sends proprioceptive signals, your baby's sense of where their body is in space. Those signals reach the cerebellum, which quiets voluntary movement, and then the parasympathetic system, which slows the heart right down. Your baby is not choosing to calm down. Their body is being switched into a carried state, entirely automatically. Which raises the obvious question. If being carried switches that state on, what happens the moment the carrying stops? In 2022, the same lab went back with a harder question. And the answer is the most useful thing here. 21 healthy infants, average age 3 months. 4 conditions: held while walking, held sitting, a still cot, a rocking cot. After 5 minutes of walking while holding, 5 of 11 crying infants had fallen asleep. None of them were still crying. Sitting and holding a crying baby did not calm them. Their heart rate tended to go up, not down. Read that again because it undoes most of what we assume. Closeness alone was not the thing that worked. Cuddling a distressed newborn while sitting perfectly still is, to their nervous system, not the same as carrying them. That is why pacing the hallway at 2 in the morning works, when sitting in the armchair does not. There is a second system involved here, and this one fires at the exact moment you begin lowering them. Ernst Morrow described it in 1918. Sudden loss of support makes a baby fling both arms wide, then clutch inward. The trigger is not the distance. It is the abruptness. A quick change in head position sets it off. This reflex appears before birth, around 25 weeks, starts fading by 12 weeks old, and is gone by 6 months. So very often, you are not putting your baby down too soon. You are putting them down too suddenly. Some people say the reflex evolved so infants could grab a parent who was moving. That explanation is a hypothesis. But the measured part is where the genuinely useful discovery sits. And all of it comes down to a clock. In that 2022 study, 34.6% of sleeping infants woke within 20 seconds of being laid down. Roughly 1 in 3, which means 2 in 3 did not. And the researchers looked at what separated them. It was not the room, the temperature, the swaddle, the mattress, the white noise, or the parents' careful technique. The babies who woke had been asleep an average of 2.75 minutes, under 3 whole minutes. The babies who stayed asleep had been asleep for 8.52 minutes, roughly 3 times as long. That is the entire difference between the two groups. Not what you did with them, when you did it. Sleep is not a switch. In the first minutes, it is light and easily broken. Then it deepens and holds. Lay a baby down inside that first fragile window, and the transfer itself is the thing that wakes them. Wait until roughly 5 to 8 minutes after they have fallen asleep, and that same transfer often goes unnoticed. 5 extra minutes of standing still in the dark. That is the whole intervention. It sounds far too small. Now, the part most videos on this topic will not tell you, because it is less satisfying than a promise. Nobody has shown that holding your baby to sleep teaches independent sleeping. Nobody has shown that it delays it. Videotape sleep studies found that infants who self-soothed early, around 3 months, often became signalers again by 9 months. Sleep does not move in a straight line, so no single choice you make tonight locks in a trajectory. What is true is that a newborn genuinely cannot self-soothe yet. Quiet self-settling only starts appearing around 2 months. You are not failing to teach them something. You are carrying a skill they simply have not grown yet. And one honest caution: a baby who stays inconsolable, even while being carried and walked, is a different situation. That one is worth a call to your doctor, not a technique. Persistent, unsoothable crying deserves a proper look. So tonight, when they finally go heavy against your shoulder, do not count to 10 before you start moving. Keep walking. Count to 5 whole minutes. Then lower them slowly enough that their head never changes position sharply. If this made one exhausting night make more sense, this channel decodes a moment like this every single week. Subscribe if you want the next one, because your baby is running dozens of these systems you never see. And if tonight is a bedtime night, the story you tell them can be part of that settling too. Understand what your baby cannot yet say. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.